Hello everyone, this is Satyaprakash. Welcome to my channel. This is part 13 of ASP.NET Core Web API. In this video, I'll show you how to update records in ASP.NET Core Web API using Entity Framework Core. So before going through this part 13, please visit my part 12 of ASP.NET Core Web API. So in that video, I had shown how to insert records using ASP.NET Core Web API using Entity Framework Core. So guys, in this video I'll show you create the put request to update records, build a put API endpoint to update the old records, testing with Postman and Swagger. So I have one node step-by-step process. So before that I'll show you that number of records I have. So this is the table I'm using in my all ASP.NET Core Web API tutorial. So here I have total 15 records. So I want to update the records whose employee ID is 14th, right? So this is the employee ID is 14, first name is John 1, last name Joe 1, and this is the mail ID, hire date, salary, create date and updated date. So guys, this updated at column I am adding in this video. For update the records, date will be captured. So I'll show you in step-by-step process. First of all, I will create one new column or entity I need to add. So this is the employee.cs file. Okay, before that I need to add one new column in this employees table, right? So here, so for that I'm using this SQL statement to add a new column called updated art, and this is the type and the null. So if you execute this command, then in my table it will add a new column here, updated art, right? So I'll show you that next step. So once it is added, the new column, then I'll go to my employee.cs file. So here I'll go to my VS Code project. Okay, this is my project net web core web API. This is the ASP.NET Core Web API project. So in employee.cs file, so the employee.cs file available inside the models folder. So here if you check here the employee class file, I'm adding one new parameter or new property here, like created date. I'm using here updated date. So create date it will be fixed, updated date it will be varied based on the employee update, right? So I'll show you the next step. So the next one is, this is the select star for employees. It shows the all employees details I had shown you. This is the statement which will add a new column in the existing table. And next one is, I need to add some code in employee controller.cs file. So here employee controller.cs, in my previous video I already had shown you how to insert records using ASP.NET Core Web API and Entity Framework Core. So for that I need to use HTTP post attribute or type post. That means it will create the new records and insert the data to the database. Same way I'll use HTTP put request by adding parameter ID, and this will update the records based on the ID parameter. And this is the endpoint API employees and the ID. API is the API prefix, employee is the controller, ID is the employee ID. So for that I'm using this HTTP put attribute, and the ID parameter should be passed. So here this is the task of IXON result async operation, and this employee update employee method, it will be passing two parameters, one is ID and one is employee details. So based on ID it will update the employee details, right? So here I'm using one condition. If it is not, then ID not equal to employee ID. For example, I want to update the records whose employee ID is 14th. If I pass the employee ID some invalid which is not available in my database, like I have total here 15 records employee ID. If you'll pass some 105 employee ID, for that it will get one bad request because that employee ID is not available in my database. So here it will, I'm using one existing employee, so it will find the valid employee details based on the ID. Okay, if the existing employee null, then it will return no found. If it is there, then it will update the records. So for that I'm passing first name, last name, email ID, hire date and salary, right? So here for updated date it should be the date type dot now, because my updated art column should be updated based on the date and time on which the employee details should be updated. After then, using await, whatever the context I have passed, it will be save as save changes async. If you put our mouse, it will show that save all changes made in this context to the database, and it will return OK existing employee passed as parameter, and it returns OK if the update successful happened for the employees. So this is the code for update records for existing employee. So here the code. Right, so once it is done, then I'll go to check any other points. There is no such points. We need to build and run our application. So this is I discussed point 1 is build and put API endpoint to update new records. Second point, we need to build and run the application. Okay, I'll go to the command prompt. Here I'll build my application .NET build. So build succeeded. I need to run my application. So here you can see I'm getting one URL, right? So I copy this URL, and based on our next point, I need to API testing using Postman and Swagger. First I'll show you how to test using Postman. I'll go to the Postman application. So this is the URL. Okay, I need to update the records which ID is 14th. I need to select here, make sure in body content I need to pass this values of existing ID, employee ID details. Okay, that means the employee ID should be 14. Based on employee ID, it should update the details. That is employee ID 14th. Employee ID should be 14th here. It will not update the records, only it will update whatever the changes we have done here. And updated art column, that is data updated art column, should be the current date time. Okay, so here first of all I'll check here instead of okay, now I'll execute that. Now it will show the existing records for employee ID 14th. So what I'll do here is, instead of John 1, I'll implement the John 1 2 duo 1 2, and the email ID is updated here. I need to update here 03, and the salary I need to implement here 35,000, and click on send request. So see here I'm getting 200 OK request, and in the response body I'm getting employee ID 14th, first name is updated from John 1 to John 12, last name is updated duo 1 to duo 12, email ID is also updated, hire date is updated here, salary is updated, created date it should be as it is, because this employee ID is created on this date. Today I updated the employee details so that it will capture the today's date, right? So in this way we can update the records. So for example, here I'll pass a employee ID which is not exist 16th. So I'll click on send request. So it's showing bad request 400. This is because I am using this condition here, right? If past ID value not equal to employee ID, it will get and request bad request here. Okay, same way what I'll do here is I pass here 14th, and here I'll pass here employee ID 15th on the body. I need to click on send request. So also I'm getting bad request 400. Okay, so here I'll pass here 14th, and here is 14th. Okay, instead of if I'll remove this one employee ID 14th in the body content, try to send the request, here I'm getting bad request 400. Okay, so that means the employee ID should be as it is, the past parameter value here, then only it will update the records successfully. So see here, it updated the records and updated the column also updated based on ID and the timing of this of today's date. Okay, so here same way I'll do, if I'll execute that in SQL Server, now I'm getting the updated records, right? So same way I'll update the records for employee ID 15th. So this is the employee ID 15th. I'll show you here employee ID 15th. I need to update here 15th also. Here I'll mention that first name Satyaprakash, and this is the mail ID I need to update. Last name is dot last name @gmail.com. Employee ID, hire date, and this is the salary, right? So employee ID 15th, I need to update the records. So I'll click on send request. See here, I'm getting the successful result here, 200. Okay, so it is employee ID 15th, first name is updated, last name is updated here, email ID, hire date, salary. This data is created on this created date, so created date as it is for update request. Only the updated art column should be updated based on the today's date and time. So here you can see, before updating this was my existing data, and after updating this data is updated here as per the Postman, right? So now I'll show you how to check on Swagger. So here what I'll do is I copy this URL, go to the browser, type Swagger, so see here I'm getting one endpoint here, put request employee API employees ID, right? So here what I'll do is I need to click on try it out, and I need to pass parameter here 15th, right? I copy that body content, okay, so I paste here. So instead of Satyaprakash 1, I want to update to Satyaprakash 1, Sam 1, and expected mail IDs. Okay, so these three fields I need to update. So before I need to update, I want to check the existing records value. This is the existing record value. I want to update using Swagger, right? Click on execute. So see here, I am getting the updated records. I'm getting the response body as 200, and this is the updated records for employee ID 15th, right? So I'll check here in SQL Server. So in SQL Server also it is updated. Now I'll show you one more example of the records. I need to reset, cancel here, refresh it, try it out. I need to pass employee ID 14th, right? And here in Postman I want to update the records whose ID is 14th. So if you check here, 14 records whose employee ID 14th, this is the existing records of 14th employee ID whose employee ID is 14. I want to update here John 1 to Ron 1 and Ronnie 1, and here Duane 2, Dem 1, mail ID also I want to update, right? So three fields I want to update for employee ID 14th. Click on execute. So here I'm getting response body 200, and at the employee ID whose employee ID 14, the employee details is updated here. So I'll check my SQL Server. So now my employee details is updated based on employee ID, that is first name, last name and email ID. I have updated using Swagger so that these three fields has been updated. So in this way we can update records using ASP.NET Core Web API and Entity Framework Core, and we can test the results using Swagger and Postman. So these are the 3 points I discussed here. Okay, now I'll go to my presentation. So guys, that's it for today. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.